Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today is the 15th, so you know what that means. It is time for a From Our Scrap Bin layout. So this is a series that I do with a couple of really creative ladies, and we use scraps to create a layout. I am going to use a full sheet of solid colored cardstock for my background today. But I've had some scraps sitting on my desk from layouts that I've completed recently. So I've got this Cocoa Vanilla Studio paper, this Vicky Bouton paper. I have some bits left over from a SCT sampler kit. I also have some Jen Hadfield, a little bit more of that Cocoa Vanilla Studio. Now I am going to be scrapbooking 2 3x4 photos. These are photos that my daughter took of my husband and I. We had fallen asleep and she thought we were just as cute as can be. So she took the photos of us, and since this little bit was in my sampler where it says staying is the new going out, I thought that that would be perfect for these photos. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, this is going to actually be the second layout that I use these little wooden houses on, and I did not think I was going to use them whatsoever. So how crazy is that? Paper that you just don't think you're going to use, you end up using it. Now, don't use that as an excuse to hoard every single piece of tiny little paper that you have. Don't do that. But how fun is the fact that there is paper I didn't think I would ever use. I was like, what am I ever going to use these little wooden houses for? But how fun is that? Pretty fun. So I have these scrap pieces of paper, and I'm going to go ahead and put these across my cardstock background. So the cardstock background is this nice, rich, deep green. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily a deep green, but it's a good color green, right? Like this is a good green. There really isn't a lot of green that I don't like. Green is my favorite color, and there are a lot of versions of green, and I love just about all of them. Maybe not like baby puke green, maybe not that, like 70s avocado green. Well, you know, sometimes avocado green is a good color, but maybe not on bathroom fixtures. How's that? How is that? Nobody needs a green toilet, okay? Okay. So I am taking this kind of swirly, funky, scallopy type thing, and I am just cutting around them with my scissors. I wasn't fussy cutting in a really particular way where I was trying to like make sure that my lines were perfect. I was cutting it so that it would look wonky, kind of like the paper is, like it's wonky. So I'm going to go ahead and put these houses down over my paper here, and then I'm going to take this diagonal stripe from one of those cut apart sheets that I had left, and I'm going to go ahead and bridge the join between the houses and the scalloped paper here. So this right here is staying in is the new going out. I love that card, and it was part of a cut apart sheet that was trimmed down, and basically it is basically the SCT sampler is like scraps, like it scraps to your door monthly, because they cut down 12 by 12 papers into 6 by 6 size. So perfect, like scrap papers. I love it. So I have these houses here, and I wanted to ensure that I had the houses on here, and then I was like, oh, I covered up all the little wooden houses. What am I going to do? I need to have this, like I need to see the wooden houses at least a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and overlap my photos a little bit more than I originally planned on. I kind of planned on having them go straight across the page, but I want it to have, I wanted you to see those houses, dang it. So, you know, we're adjusting. That's what it boils down to. I am going to trim the photos down to 2 3/4. That way I can use a 6 by 6 piece of paper as a photo mat for both of the photos without having to piece together anything. So I could just trim this into half and have it be 3 by 4 1/4. And then I'm just going to be able to have those photo mats around my photos. So I decided that I needed to have a little bit of a mat around the title here before it went on this yellow kind of buffalo check print. And I just felt like it needed that little extra bit of oomph. And I chose to use the dark blue because I have the dark blue on my photos, and I also have that dark blue branding strip that I left up there. Now, you guys, these photos, I adore these photos. Lana took these photos of us because she thought we were super cute. And you know what? We are super cute. We kind of cuddled up in the love sack, and we were just, and guys, love sack, that's not a euphemism for anything. There is actually a company called Lovesac that makes huge foam-filled, basically, bean bags. They also have Sactional couches, Sactional, like Sactional, Sactional. I talked about a Lovesac once before, and somebody emailed me asking me like why I would be talking about that, but I promise it's just a big huge beanbag, right? It's just a big huge beanbag. And you know, it's made for 2 people to be able to sit in it. So we were, you know, basically just cuddling and having a good time talking, and we both fell asleep. So there it is. Just the way it is. Sometimes you just fall asleep. That is the one problem I have, is when I cuddle, I fall asleep. Because, you know, you just feel so relaxed and safe. You just, it's just like straight. So I go ahead and I'm going to treat this house paper like a tag. So I cut off little notches on the top, and then I'm going to bring it down here on the bottom. Basically, I want my paper to be longer than it actually was. And you do that by cutting it apart and separating it underneath of another paper. And then I have these floral stickers that came in that same SCT sampler kit. And I'm going to pop them up on some round foam circles here. I almost said round foam squares, but that's not right. So I'm going to pop those bad boys up. I'm just going to kind of figure out where I want the florals to go based on how I can nestle them around the letters there. So I really like how that turned out. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And then the third one, I'm going to struggle with placement a little bit. Not exactly sure where I want it to go. I don't want to cover up too much of the things that I have going on. I really like the little diagonal striped bit that is behind my photos. I really like the little house paper. Like, I don't want to cover up the tag too much. Like, where in the heck is this floral going to go? Like, this is what is on my mind. Where in the heck is this floral going to go? So ultimately, I end up deciding where it's going to go. That's a plus, right? Like, I make the decision and I stick with it eventually, once I figure it out. And I'm just trying to figure out what I like best. It's like, what the heck am I doing here? Do I really want it all the way over here, or do I want to bring it in a little bit? I'm not exactly sure. And then I'm like, ooh, do I kind of add this little square that says love you? And then obviously you see that doesn't make it because I kind of toss it off to the side. And now I'm just trying to figure out what else I should be adding to this layout. So I take a moment and I have this yellow kind of twine. No idea where it came from. If you know where it came from, let me know, because I honestly no clue where it came from. And then I just go ahead and tie a bow, and I'm going to glue it down on top of this tag. So I don't even make a tag hole. So it's kind of like I want a bow here for my tag, but I can't even be bothered to put a hole in the tag. So, like, I don't know, is it no naked tag holes anymore, or is it just no naked tags? That is my conundrum. Like, what is really bothering me? Is it a tag that doesn't have adornment, or is it the tag hole that doesn't have adornment? We'll figure that out. Or we won't, you know, whatever. I mean, who knows? I didn't used to have a problem with naked tag holes, but then all of a sudden I did, and then maybe I'll swing back to the other way where I don't care about naked tag holes. It's just how I'm feeling in the moment. So I figure out where that floral is going to go, and then I decide, you know what, this green cardstock needs something. Like, it needs a little something. So I grab my Uniball Signo Broad white pen, and I just do a sketchy doodly border. And then I'm going to journal a little bit in that same white pen. Now, I will say that these pens are fantastic white pens until they start to dry up. And I know that that sounds like ridiculous because duh, but even when it starts just ever so slightly starts to dry up, it's a goner. You need to toss it and get rid of it and start over. That's just my experience with them. You might have a different experience, but that's my experience. As soon as it starts to go, I toss it and I get more because, you know, I'm not dealing with it. So that is going to do it for this layout, you guys. I hope you like what I did with my scraps. And make sure you click on the links down below so that you can see everyone else who is playing in their scrap bin this month. And I will see you guys again real soon for another video.